Schumacher. I was born and raised here in Bozeman, Montana, and came back home after my time in the Army. I served in the Army for a little over a decade and really loved what I did. Was going to make it a career until I became a father and decided that I really wanted to spend more time with my daughter.
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I knew that you were a veteran and that the mental health of veterans was something that was passionate to you. So, why would you say that talking about mental health and veterans is such an important conversation?
A couple of days ago, I actually got to speak with one of the top military officers in the state of Montana. And he reminded me and the folks that we were speaking with that unfortunately, suicide remains one of the top issues facing our currently serving military members and certainly the folks who uh, exit from the military and become veterans and move back into their communities. There are a lot of stressors that come with military service, and PTSD, depression, anxiety. And sometimes when you separate from the military and move back home, and you're removed from that structure that you're used to in the military, it can be hard to relate to those around you, but also connect with the appropriate resources that used to be very readily available and may not be as much in your various communities. So making sure that we talk about the resources that are out there, but also start to normalize and challenge the culture that tells folks that reaching out for help is a sign of weakness. We're really trying to reframe that and say, no, this is something that everyone does. This is important for everyone, regardless of your background, and practicing good self-care and healthy behaviors like that is just part of life, and it's encouraged.
Well, we know that one of the reasons we've been having these mental health matters segments is because of COVID and the various impacts that it's been having. How have you seen it impacting veterans and their families?
There's a lot of interesting characteristics about Montana. We're also a very rural state, right? Even in our more populated areas, and so right off the bat, coming together and having community can be a challenge in the state of Montana, which makes it all that much more important. And in the veteran community, when you're in the military, you're in such tight knit units. We call ourselves, we call each other family, brothers and sisters. And when you get out of the military, you have this void sort of that you start to try and fill with other veterans and different organizations. And so when we're not able to come together and connect, much like our church family, we really start to miss that connection. And for some of our more recently separated veterans, maybe they're brand new to our community, so they didn't even have that chance to build some of those connections that you and I might have. And so there's a real sense of loneliness and isolation out there. And it makes it really important to reach out to veterans that you might know, check in on them, see how they're doing. Even just a simple conversation can do so much. We always tell folks when you're in need to reach out, right? But sometimes when you have a need, that can be the most difficult thing to do, is to reach out. And so I encourage my friends and family to take that on themselves if that feels comfortable, to reach out to other folks. If you see that, Joe normally is around and today he's not, maybe take that as a sign that I should go ahead and give him a call and see how he's doing.
We do tend to put the emphasis on ourselves and the person reaching out. So that's a really good reminder that we're all in this together, and we have to be be on the lookout for folks that might need some support. Along those lines, though, I do know that Bozeman has a couple of different resources and things that are available for veterans who themselves want to reach out, or maybe there's someone that we know is struggling and we'd like to find out more about what's available. So, what would be the best way for somebody to do that in our community?
One of my first big kid jobs was working as a crisis counselor at the Bozeman Help Center. And so I had encouraged folks, if you knew one phone number, maybe for me here in the Bozeman area in the Valley, that would be 406 586 3333. So this is the Bozeman Help Center. They're a 24-hour crisis hotline. and they do so much. I mean, really, you can call them with all types of questions and needs, certainly mental health needs. And if they're not the right place, they will connect you with a really great resource. They take great pride in being just a giant wealth of information for our community. So.